Get out of my mind, novice. There is a war to be won.
Hey, StarCraft fans, how's it going? So, recently the new expansion has been released, Legacy of the Void beta.
What's going on?
However, I do have to confess that
Not enough minerals.
I do not actually have a beta key. But it is possible to play offline. You'll have to go to Reddit to figure it out. I'm not going to say anything else on that. Just know it is possible to play in offline mode with custom beta maps that people have made. So that's what I have here. It's a custom beta map. It's Terran, so I'm doing a Terran this time around. And you'll notice some changes right off the bat. First of all, we have 12 starting SCVs, as you can see. So as you can see, my economy is going to get kickstarted here a lot quicker. However,
Not enough minerals.
I believe for Terran, to compensate for that, they made it to where. Oh no, that's how it was before as well. The orbital command, you have to have a barracks before building the orbital command. I think they had that before. That's not new. But yeah, you do have to get that barracks down, and then you can do your orbital command after that. It's been a while since I've played this game. So so far Terran only got one new unit, but it's a pretty good unit. It's the
Not enough minerals.
I forgot what it's called. The little tank, the little mech unit. So I'm hoping this new mech unit is going to make the game more viable
Not
for
enough minerals.
mech Terrans. So we'll see how that works out for them.
This better be good. Been waiting.
Upgrade complete.
Hope that wasn't causing any problems. So nothing new there, just a scan. Same old. Here we get the, not the Thor, but the Cyclone. That's what it's called, Cyclone. So yeah, that's the new Terran unit. There's also a change to the BattleCruisers. They can warp to any location on the map. So later in this game, I will demonstrate that. Excuse me. So I'm just taking up right now. The computer is set. Well, I mean the map I had sets the computer on easy mode. So there really is no challenge or fight in this. So I have the flexibility to just kind of mess around and play with stuff. Because there really is no threat from the AI opponent. As you can see, the Cyclone required an armory. So as soon as that armory is down, then I will get my Cyclone out, which is about right now. I had to record this and then do the commentary after I recorded it, because I recorded it on my laptop because my computer is having an issue. It says input signal out of range. It says that for every time I try to run a new game. I don't know why. I gotta update my motherboard or something. So, as you can see, the voices also are not complete for the Cyclone. So it's basically using the Raven sound files for the Cyclone. So if you hear Ravens, it's not Ravens, it's actually Cyclones. And the Cyclone's pretty neat, as you'll see here in a minute as soon as this comes out. You'll see a lot of neat features that come along with Cyclone. Throw down there. There's my next Cyclone. I'll build BattleCruisers in this game as well, so you'll get to see the changes that are made with the BattleCruiser. Now the thing about the BattleCruiser warp-in, it may seem like it's OP at first, but after you mess around with it for a while, you realize it really isn't, because it's once the battlecruiser is completed, it's not going to have enough energy to warp in. So it's not like you can build a battlecruiser and warp it immediately to the battle. You actually have to, wait like 30 seconds or so it could charge up enough energy before it could warp anywhere. So, I mean, yeah, odds are the battlecruiser can fly on its own to the location of the fight before it actually charges up its warping anyways. And then once you're in the fight, if you don't use your Yamato cannon, then you might have enough energy to warp somewhere if it's necessary. So it's kind of like, okay, it's neat, but it might not actually be as useful as some people, or as OP as some people are worried about. So as you can see, this Cyclone, he has this targeting ability. And y'all have probably seen it before. He can just lock on. Now the thing is, to lock on, he has to get in close. But once he's locked on, then his range extends really far, and then he can move far away from the lock on. And another thing that you'll notice as I play through this game is that the Cyclone actually has the ability to auto lock. See, I don't even because you can't see the mouse really, but I don't even think I clicked on that SCV. So if you have a lot of Cyclones, you don't have to individually click on each Cyclone to lock onto units. So that's a huge benefit. That's going to be a great asset to Terran players, because then they're not going to have to sit there and click on every single unit they want to lock onto. It'll just auto lock, and then once it's auto locked on a unit, then you can micro it around, and it'll continue to shoot while microing. And it can work as an effective siege unit too against planetary fortresses. You get a few Cyclones, lock them on, and then just move them out of range, and they'll just sit back and ping that planetary fortress. But the thing is, it does have a limited time that it will stay locked. So once that time expires, you'll have to re-lock onto the fortress. So you can't just lock them on and then go, ignore them. You actually continually have to re-target, and you'll see that demonstrated here later on. So yeah, I took out that SCV. And also, it's something neat is that you'll see about these Cyclones is that they can attack air units as well. So you'll see that here pretty soon too. Just trying to get Vespene gas because I'm not building Marines or anything. I'm just building all mech and air because that's where all the new units are. So I'm gonna need a lot of Vespene gas. And also you'll notice I wasn't able to click on the mineral patches because I guess the beta really hasn't quite allowed that yet. But like they said, the mineral patches are going to be smaller. You're going to have more starting SCVs, so it's going to be a much more aggressive game. Mineral resources are going to burn out a lot quicker, so you're going to have to expand a lot more to be able to stay into this game late game. Excuse me. But you'll see, as this game goes on, how quickly these resources start to wear out. Okay. Getting my research, not that it makes a difference. Computer's on easy mode anyway, so it doesn't matter. There is no real challenge. I really just need more Vespene so I can build all these expensive tech units to try them out. Yeah. I'm getting the Vespene. Oh no, whatever will I do? So Cyclone, it's not it's not the strongest unit in the world, but it could at least stay in the fight. It's not like, instant one-shot melt it type of unit, So they can do well when you get enough of them. I think like this is like Blizzard's answer to the Warhound. Like they weren't able to really implement it, so they just basically had to redo that unit. And this kind of fills that role the Warhound would have filled. Because a lot of people were complaining that was overpowered, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat, but whatever. We got Widow Mines, those are pretty cool. I actually never really played with the Warhound. I didn't get the beta in time to actually even play with the Warhound, so. So as you can see, here's the warping being used. I finally had enough energy to warp it in. And as it's warping in, you get a C. You know, you immediately get vision of the area that it's going to warp into. So you kind of know what you're going to have to do. Like, I immediately moved away from those missile turrets before my cruiser died. And you could basically, like, once you have enough energy, it's so... I mean, a battlecruiser can work as an effective, like, once you get enough energy, it can work as an effective harass unit because you can just warp into a mineral line and start killing SCVs, which is pretty neat. It just takes a long time to do. You have to get the battlecruiser out, and then it'll just take a long time before you have enough energy to actually, you know, warp it. So you have to plan ahead if you want to use that as a harass unit. So yeah. And that's pretty much how it goes down. Let me skip forward a little bit here because not much is happening right now. So I'm getting these Cyclone. So I'm moving out. Coming in to do an attack. So they don't do very well against Marines. So that is definitely a hard counter to Cyclones because, you know, Marines will just eat them up. But if you micro them well enough, you can kite Marines with them. But, you know, I don't have enough APM to do that. Maybe the pros can, but not me. I'm not going to be able to do that. So yeah, now I'm moving in, just destroying everything. You basically got to see everything. You can use them to take out siege tanks if you need to. You can target it and move away. But it's kind of hard because obviously the siege tank has pretty good range too, so it's going to be hard to keep those Cyclones out of range of that siege tank. Or even keep them alive long enough to target the siege tank, but still, they're really good at kiting. Let's just say that. So now I'm just killing all of his stuff. It's a super easy computer, so don't even have to worry about anything really. Widow mine, I don't care, don't even have detection. So here comes another warp in. So, I mean, the thing is, the moment you warp it in somewhere, it disappears from its current location, and then it will create like a green shadow of where it's going to land. And then, you know, basically the siege tank is, or I mean, the battlecruiser is basically out of the game until it finally finishes warping in, essentially. So it's a way to keep one alive, as well, for, you know, pull it out of trouble if it's about to die. You can just warp it, it'll immediately vanish from the fight, and it'll be safe until it warps to its next location. And so as you can see here, I'm sieging this this command center. So if that were a planetary fortress, I'd be able to just siege it up like that. But as you can see, it has a limited timer. It'll eventually run out of time, I believe. But then of course these siege tanks come in and kill me. So whatever. So yeah, a lot of options. It's pretty good. The battlecruiser warp in is okay, but it really doesn't make a. I don't think it really is gonna have a huge impact. People don't use battlecruisers much, anyways, and I don't see them being used much more as it is. With this new ability, It's just if you happen to have the energy, you can pull some neat stuff off, pull off some neat stuff with it. But other than that, whatever. So the really only thing Terran. Well, oh, and one thing I didn't demonstrate here was the siege tank drop, which would have been nice. But I mean, that's gonna be the Cyclone, and then obviously the siege tank drop are gonna make the biggest difference. And as you can see here, he's targeting that battlecruiser right now, so they can hit air units. So that's pretty good. You know, you're not limited to only ground units with that. So you can use them to take out, you know, heavy air units like battlecruisers and stuff like that. But really, what I see Legacy of Void doing for Terran is giving them a viable mech option. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. They got some new mech options, and so hopefully it becomes viable. Just a lot of marker options with that siege tank drop. And then Sky Terran, I don't see it becoming a thing. And as you can see, these guys are just automatically targeting all these structures. If you just hit attack, they'll automatically target something. If they have the charge to target something, and you hit attack, they'll automatically target. So that's a good thing about the Cyclone. Yeah. So that's how I feel so far. Things are going for Terran. I feel like it's just gonna be better for mech. Hopefully they come out with a new unit for Terran, other than just the Cyclone. They said they would, so we'll see if that actually happens. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. If you don't have a beta key, just know there are custom maps out there that you can play without a beta key, which is what this is. Yeah, just go to Reddit and look it up. And that's all I'll say on that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.